Oh my God, who wrote this? Maybe it was AI. So I will start my story with the day on which I've almost died. When you experience such rare and real moment of uncertainty in your life, it's a good moment to stop, to make a pause and reflect. And a couple of days later, after this photo was shot, when I have a little more space in my head for reflection, I've realized that if I would like to have different results in my project management career, actually I need to change many approaches. I need to change the way I'm leading the project. And I think when we have the conversation about the future of project management profession, right now, maybe generative AI is quite similar, wake-up call. I'm not sure if AI is some kind of messiah for project management, because right now, for me, it's rather a metaphor to American Wild West. There is a lot of opportunities, like a gold rush, but on the other hand, it's a lot of dangers, risks. Of course, it's a huge landscape for exploration, and this is what we can do. We can explore, but actually we have no fucking idea, pardon my French, what's behind the horizon. Yeah, as project professionals, we love buzzwords and shiny toys, right? And when I'm looking at the landscape of project management tools right now, at the moment, what's happening on this market, I can see that right now almost every software has some kind of generative AI implementation. To be honest, those implementations are rather simple, almost trivial. I would not say they are useless, but still there is more marketing behind this than real value. But there is one big thing that comes out from those implementations. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So I would say that the biggest value from this everywhere implementation is some kind of democratization of generative AI through our project management profession. Why do we need AI? Let's look from some different perspectives. The working age population of European Union will drop by 20% in 25 years. In China, the forecasted drop is 29%. In the same time, in US, it will grow up a little bit. But what those numbers say is that especially in those regions with population drop, we need something new. We need something which will help us advance, be more efficient, be quicker, because if we will not find such whatever, at some point we will not have enough people to get the job done. Another conversation, will AI take our jobs as project managers? Of course, some jobs will be impacted, some jobs will not be affected. There will be some new jobs created with the rising market of artificial intelligence. Probably at the end of the day, the demand for the workforce will be a little bit lower. But if we will combine those two trends, we can see that it's much more complex picture because we will have less jobs, but we will have in the same time less people. So it's like, like in physics, we have two vectors with the same direction but opposite sense. I wouldn't say that they are balancing themselves perfectly, but at least this conversation is much more complex. So do we have time before AI will take our jobs? Probably. Some time, I don't know how much. And there is another aspect I would like to mention. I would like to talk shortly about some social inequalities. Today, 1/3 of the world is disconnected. 2.6 billion people has no access to internet. And when we are talking about the positive impact of AI on the market or GDP or just project management profession, we are talking mostly about North America, Europe, East Asia. And if we would like to build, I would say, sustainable future for our profession, we should take care about the people who are left behind. Even if you don't want to save the world, just take care about people in your organizations and people in your teams. Let's jump into something much more practical. There is the problem of two use cases. I've made an experiment with my team. We've taken a project management framework. We've taken the tool Value Proposition Canvas, and we wanted to play with LLM assistant and to check how this AI can help us progress with the design and analysis of Value Proposition Canvas. And we've spent 3 hours on this exercise. And as a result, we've discovered that actually we've been using very simple conversation style. We use 29 prompts, very simple, like, you know, one-liner prompt, nothing very sophisticated, no real crazy prompt engineering involved here. It was just, you know, a conversation like with a colleague from the office or like with a consultant. And there is another use case. We've made another experiment. We've been building a prototype of a software with a feature with AI behind, like, you know, this magic button. And if you will push the button, something will happen, whatever it is. And in this case, there were 50 iterations to tune one single prompt. And in this situation, we wanted to have some reusable instruction. It wasn't like, you know, a conversation, a flow, a single shot situation. We wanted to have, as a result, a prompt that we will be able to use for future users and to have some predictable results. So here comes the question. Actually, in our profession, in project management profession, do we really need prompt engineering? Maybe I will not answer this directly. I'm not sure. I have mostly this question in my head. Right now, when you want to have a pretty good prompt, actually you don't need to create it from scratch. You can open some prompt generators, like the one from Anthropic. I think right now it's one of the best on the market. Or you can use some prompt generators built by users of ChatGPT by OpenAI. What I would like you to understand is something a little bit different. I would like you to follow a little bit, I think, more advanced, still very practical, but more high-level process. So let's talk a while about this 50 iteration use case, the second use case I mentioned before, and let's think how we could use some framework to optimize such reusable content. For example, our project management processes. Imagine you have 2 chatbots. One chatbot is your LLM assistant, and another chatbot is LLM optimizer. The job of the optimizer is to improve the prompt you are sending to your assistant. So usually when we have a conversation with a chatbot, it looks like this. We have a prompt, we send it to the model, and then we have a response from the model. If we will use this improvement loop, we will take the prompt and the response and we'll send this to some evaluation service to the second model. Actually, you can try just to create this evaluation type prompt, which will give you some scoring on your original prompt. Then you can run some improvement service. In practice, actually, that will be some kind of a meta prompt. So meta prompt is this prompt designed to create another prompt, and you have a response. And actually, this response is a new prompt you can use for your conversation with your AI assistant. And then you can do this again and again and over again. Of course, if you are a little bit techy and if you would like to play with this by yourself, you can just open two chatbots in two browsers and do it by yourself. But if you just want to understand this process and only use a tool, you can, for example, use Cohere Prompt Tuner. Right now, I think it's one of the best tools that can follow this type of the process. So this is ready to go software. And there is another conversation I'm hearing around when I'm talking with people about GenAI in project management. Sometimes I have the impression that GenAI is a new messiah in project management. That, you know, at some point, if we will just open a chatbot, we can take the coffee, sit down, sip the coffee, and the project will manage themselves. Actually, it's probably not so easy. So let's take, I think, understandable and very easy use case. So let's try to automate with AI requirements management process. You would say it's pretty easy. What can you do? You can just take a file with your requirements, like Excel spreadsheet, just import this to some chatbot, press the button, send with a single, simple prompt, and you will receive some updated version of your requirements. It works only if you are using this as a single-shot situation. But if you would like to build this as a process, and in project management domain, actually we have a lot of processes, and we would like to have predictable results every time we run this process, you should be aware of many, many more aspects of this automation. What that could be. Maybe you should be aware what's the language of the original requirement, and maybe you should build some parameters and variables inside your prompts, because you may play with requirements of different languages. Maybe you should consider what's the quality of the input requirements, because probably if you created a process to automate requirement management, you use some kind of a template. And if the input data doesn't fit the template, probably LLM will hallucinate, and you have to handle this. You have to choose the model. There is not only one LLM model. Maybe you would like to have faster model, maybe more complex model, maybe cheaper model, and maybe you would like to have some kind of open source model installed on your own infrastructure. Maybe you would like to have the conversation with your team about quality of the output, and you would like to discuss some structured approach, how the output of the model should look like. You should manage mistakes. What will happen if the process will have mistake? You should manage the memory of the model. You should manage the context which is sent to the model to keep your conversation, to keep the context of your conversation. And maybe finally you would like to connect your requirements with your project documentation or the whole organization documentation. This is the moment where maybe we should have a conversation about retrieval-augmented generation, RAGs, and then probably you would implement some human verification step, and finally, yes, we will have the updated version. So as you can see, if we are looking into implementation of GenAI into our project management processes, this landscape is really, really much more complicated, and you should be aware of many more things. And the final story. A couple of weeks ago, me and my team, another experiment. We've taken this very classic picture, the knight on a white horse, you know, this brave hero who will save all of us. I think everyone understands this metaphor. And we asked diffusion models just to flip the script, just to change the roles. We asked to draw a horse riding a white knight. Yes, you're hearing this correctly. So probably if you think for a while, you can imagine something like this. Yes, this horse riding a white knight, just a parallel reality, different universe. This is what we received from image generation models. It was a step too far for them. So AI can mimic patterns, definitely. AI can steal the content, definitely. But for me, GenAI right now is more like a librarian with a huge access to knowledge, but it's absolutely not like an artist. So if you were not paying attention to what I was talking about, a short recap, just do something, just act to implement AI to explore AI in project management profession, but be aware of risks and dangers. Remember about the big trends and that this is quite complex discussion. Do not leave people behind. As I said, even if you don't want to save the world, just take care about people in your teams or your organization. You probably will not be professional prompt engineers, and you probably don't need this, because just talking to AI is a simple thing. You don't need a real prompt engineering to do this. But you should be aware how to use tools to generate high quality, good prompts, and how to optimize them. And at the end, please remember that creativity right now is a key feature of humanity. Thank you very much.
Tomasz, thank you so much. I love that photo with the horse and knight. So you said that sometimes AI could hallucinate. So probably that was hallucination of AI, don't you think?
I wouldn't say so, because hallucination is when you would like to have some result and AI is giving you a different result, but it's saying that this is what you've asked. We expected that probably in this case we will have something a little bit crazy. It just failed.
In any case, it was really fun.
Oh, believe me, it was really fun. We've been playing with this for two days, actually. Hundreds of photos, I think 10 diffusion models.
I can imagine.
It was really, really crazy time.
Okay, questions on our ear meet. Is prompt writing becoming a new skill that all of us need to build? What is your opinion on that?
Yes and no. Right now, maybe you've noticed OpenAI released their newest model, ChatGPT o1, and the recent results and experiments shows that the newest model gives the best results if you are sending very simple prompts. So, no more chain of thought prompts, no more very complex and complicated prompts. It has itself, I would say, implemented this advanced prompting. And by the end of this week, AI will be releasing their newest voice model to paid versions. And imagine, if you will be just talking to AI with your phone, for example, you will not be creating this crazy prompt like A4 page with these bullet points, all this stuff. You will be just talking like to a colleague. But on the other hand, yes, there will be use cases where you will require more advanced prompting, I would say more tips and tricks how to talk to AI, and in rare cases, more prompt engineering. So yes and no, it depends.
It's interesting if you put one AI, talking AI, on one side and another talking AI on another, and if they start chatting together, what the outcomes will be.
That's interesting. We've made this experiment with my team last week, and we've sent very, very, I would say, general question. The question was, create for me the best possible model to forecast project end date. And we send this to one model and informed the model that it will conversate with another model. Another model received the instruction, you will be facilitating the discussion with another AI chatbot. Just keep the discussion focused, dig deeper, and keep it focused on the objective. And we used, I think, 20, 30 iterations. I don't have, I would say, data and real scientific results from this, but it was really, really promising. What I discovered after about 10 iterations, the quality of the results was better and better, and at some points, those models stuck at 1 or 2 discussion points, and they've been, just turning around one thing like, I don't know, ethics or something like this, and there were no additional value.
Then reboot it.
Yes, probably. So
Okay.
that will be probably our next experiment, maybe the topic for next speech.
Okay, one more question. What are the main mistakes that people make with prompt writing?
Oh my God. They are not writing prompts.
This is the main mistake.
Yeah, just do this. It's not biting. There is no monster behind this. Just try. Just do this.
Tomasz, thank you so much for your answers, and many thanks for your brilliant presentation.
Thank you.
Many thanks. A lot of applauses to
Thank you.
Tomasz.